question you already asked it, but how you feel pissing off so many people?
Excuse me?
How you feel pissing off so many people?
You said feel?
Yeah.
Feel?
Feel?
A feeling? What's the name of this coalition? Which means, no. What's the name of this coalition? Which means I don't give a what? I don't give a fuck about y'all feelings. Feelings come from your flesh. Nothing good comes from your flesh. Flesh is based in your, I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Flesh is based in your heart. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Y'all don't seem to understand. I try to teach that to y'all. Stop letting your feelings rule you.
Teach, man.
You niggas is out here emotional. Emotional. But quick to scream facts over feelings. Don't tune into my damn show with your feelings. I don't give a fuck about that.
No, I asked you a question,
Bro, that's how you can take it. You can handle it. I heard the commentary that you said when you talking about, brother, man, I know how I get. I watch it. I heard what you said, bro. I'm messing with you because I watch you. You think I don't watch you. I be sitting there with my little peanuts and shit like, man, get past the intro and talk to us about it, dog. I know you want to show you all in the face, but I'm from the dude and I'm cool like that, and I was just asking a question. When I say you, I'm talking to everybody. I never speak to individuals. You ain't never seen me speak to an individual. I speak to my people. Collectively. You is y'all as an entity.
Well, I asked that question just because of what you're saying, right?
Let me tell you something. If people get pissed off, it's their problem.
That's all I want you to say.
No. It's not what you want me to say. You asked to talk to me. That means that whatever comes out my mouth is what you get.
Exactly. That's right.
Impact, intent. Intent versus impact. That's a concept people don't understand today. That means that no matter what someone says out their mouth, they cannot control the impact that it's going to have on another individual. So don't try to adjust your words. Don't try, like when you were talking on your show, I had somebody watching your show with me and they got mad at you because you wouldn't get to the point. And I told them to shut up, that's that man's delivery. He get there the way he get there.
Right.
Maybe where he's going, you're not going.
Right. Say it.
Major TV.
Well, let me say this though. Let me get something.
And don't use me as a drop, as a cut like you do for that dude from my UK. Every time he come on, we about to go and hook up with the UK. We Major TV.
The reason why I asked that because I found myself, I jumped in the middle of buku BS, right? Because I'm seeing people attack you. And you don't attack, but I go out there and bump a little bit. And I just feel like, since you don't hardly ever address it, I be trying to get you to talk about it. And not in detail and what have it, just knowing how you know.
You still ain't, you jumped right over. No. You jumped over. I'm not gonna talk about it.
All right.
Number one, because it doesn't affect me.
Right.
I'm a grown ass man, bro. I'm growner than most men. Matter of fact, I'm an alpha. I eat other alphas. I'm not a beta, Charlie, Delta, Foxtrot, Gold, Hotel, Indian, Juliet, none of them. I'm an alpha. That's why other alphas don't like me.
I'm gonna use that one.
I was built like this for a reason.
I'm gonna use that one.
It wasn't for you or me to have, go back and forth. I'm built this way. Remember the movie I, Robot? Remember Sonny?
Yeah.
He was built for one reason. What was it? To kill the brain that was running shit. He had a special arm that her lasers, it burned his arm. He was like, yeah, that hurt, but I'm still gonna kill you. I'm built for them, not for y'all. Anyone who comes into my presence, if you're not an alpha, the door exits are clearly marked.
All right.
Remember the movie, I can't hate to use movies. Remember the movie Live, Die, Repeat? You never saw Live, did anybody see Live, Die, Repeat? Yeah. They changed the name like 3 times because it was some controversial. But it's the one where Tom Cruise keeps dying. And the day starts over, he go back and fight the war like a video game. And every time he do it, he gets better and better.
Yes, it's another
movie. They first it was called Day After Tomorrow, then they called it Live, Die, Repeat. And they changed the name so much that most people don't even remember.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with me. He had to get to a certain level where he could take on anything they threw at him. That was the only way he could liberate his people. That's the only way he could end the war. You get me?
Got you.
Right?
Okay. How you feel about black men in America?
You keep saying feel to me.
All right, what you think? What you think
About?
black men in America?
That's a generic question. There's over 50-some million people in this of black people, and then half of them, that's 25 million black men. How do I? What?
I'm asking you that question because I'm looking at, since you have been off the scene, the reaction to certain things.
What did I say earlier before you started the interview? What did I say everyone is going through? Withdrawal symptoms. I'm going to be deep with you right here. There's people in this room who know what I'm talking about. When facts over feelings stopped, when the morning mental stopped, people were emailing me and writing me saying this became the backbone and the structure of my life.
Yes.
Right.
I would wake up in the morning and you kept me from going crazy. I would go out and handle my day, and then I will come home, deal with whatever, and then I would tune into Facts Over Feelings, which gave my mind something to focus on,
Yeah, good, Doc.
think about, and then I would go, and then I could interact with my spouse or my friends or whoever. You became a framework for us.
Yes.
And when they took that away, first a few people tried to step in and be the framework. They did. They tried to keep it going.
We did.
Y'all got to remember, all of this happened under the quarantine.
Yes.
We were under quarantine.
Yes.
This was a very weird time in America. We all was locked down. We all was stuck in the house. All we had was these on your computer, your tablet. That was it. That was your outside connect to the world, and a lot of people, this was it for them.
That was it.
So when that went away, and just to talk about black men real quick, since I happened to be one last time I checked,
Gone King.
I've always been aware that black men would have the biggest problem with me teaching from the Cobran, with me teaching from the book of Yeshua, all of them. I knew they was going to have a problem because of the way they broke down what it takes to be a man. And with the attacks that have happened on the black family, with the destruction of the nuclear family, with most of our good brothers still behind bars, and all of this stuff that's putting black women on the forefront, trying to defend, trying to protect, trying to eat, trying to feed, and trying to nurture our young by themselves, has created a situation where the black man has been reduced to entertainment.
Come on, man. That part.
That King.
That part.
Any black man that can prove me wrong, I got a whole industry I can point to.
That part.
I got NBA, NFL, NHL, players who call me and saying, bro, I'm with you. I just can't do nothing in my construct. But we with you, dog.
Yeah.
We with you. You understand what I'm saying? So the state of black men today, and then to have somebody like me come in, yeah, we've been victimized. We've been traumatized. Yes, we have.
Yes.
But sometimes tough love is the only way to get love.
Yes. Yes. King.
I want somebody to give me some tough love. Let me know what it's going to take to make me a better person. Not for me, but for the children.
Yeah.
For these sisters. That's why I didn't go at black men. It was the sisters that asked me, can you go and teach the part on, and they would break down all the qualities of black men. And sisters, y'all remember what I did, and you know, I don't know if you saw this, but I did that. I went through the book of the ancient books, and I showed you that in the ancient African culture, you just couldn't call yourself a man. You couldn't. There was a process that you had to go through. There were tests you had to take. There were certain things you had to have before you could wear the mantle of man. The village wouldn't give you that title. When sisters heard that, y'all cleaned house. They did. I had people call me, I just divorced my husband. I just left him. I ain't putting up with this no more. But to keep it fair, I turned it around. And y'all remember when I did the tenets of a good woman. I did it for the brothers. I taught them, the ancient text taught us that if you're a hoe or a wife, that's a path. You chose that path. Once you choose that path, you stay on it. You can't jump from one to another. The ancient scriptures say you can't change a hoe into a housewife. But the scriptures also say that there's nothing wrong with either one. You just can't switch up. That's what it said. And when brothers heard that, they went, so. Listening to that Grandmaster J guy, and you know, I don't think we need to get married. We can't get married. Why? Because you've been holding with me this long, and it's it. That's what I taught. So when I started breaking down what should have been broken down to us, if these things had been taught to me when I was young, or to y'all when y'all was young, if there was a true black school, not the ones that people, you know, if we had our own black schools that taught these things, if I knew what I knew now, y'all ever sit around and say, man, if I knew this shit when I was 16, I would have never hooked up with that crazy joke. I believe that black men today have hope. But I also see that black men today are now reflecting all of the wounds from being traumatized, not just by society, but by the destruction of the black family. Yes. You see, you can be the most educated black man. You can be the richest black man. You can be the most well-traveled black man. You can be the most philosophical, artistic black man. But what you can never be, based on the ancient scriptures and our ancestors, is you can never be a full man unless you were raised by or with real men. To be one, you had to see one. And because they've been traumatized, I told y'all Nixon did this to us. Crack, a lot of y'all wasn't here. I was here when that shit started. I remember when it started. Not when it was at its heyday, but when it first started. It wasn't what it was doing that amazed me. It's who it was doing it to. People that I knew never touched drugs, fiend overnight. Sisters that I knew were the best thing. Like you say, I'm gonna marry her one day. Strawberry all day. If you don't know what a strawberry is, do your research. I watch guys that, like you say, that I think I wish I could talk like I wanted to, but I'm not gonna get crass here. But guys that put it like this, like I said, I'm an alpha. These was Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Lima, Mike, November, I said, one military people. They was way down the food chain. Overnight, they was millionaires. With all these cars and all of these women. And I'm like, wait a minute. This dude is only in the 12th grade. That's when crack first showed up. The hole that it blew in our cultural fabric destroyed us, destroyed the black family, destroyed the black woman, and destroyed the black man. And most of you all are living in the aftermath of this war zone. Nobody calling me or you or anybody else a crack baby. But what you are is a survivor, and you're living with what we call cultural amnesia. Because for a while, that's all they was trying to fix, was the damage that crack did to our communities. But what they never addressed was, well, where all the brothers you locked up? You took all the men out of the communities now. You took all of the men out. Well, the women can raise the kids. That shit don't happen in your community. But why is it happening in ours? It doesn't. You're victimizing us because you don't want us here, really. You're victimizing us because you really want to commit genocide against us. And you're smart enough to figure out if you want to destroy the black race, you have to destroy the black man. Sisters, this is no bus on you. You carry the Eve gene. If you don't know what the Eve gene is, it's what makes you so unique from every other female on the planet. Only a black woman has this gene, which means you can produce any type of child based on the semen that's placed inside of you. But only a black man and a black woman can create a black child. I know that hurt, but it's the truth. I didn't make it up. That's why they want you to mix your genes with everyone else.
Right.
We're dominant gene creatures. We could turn this whole planet back to black real quick
Real quick.
if they stop killing us.
Yes.
Geno-recessive people are dying. They're not producing anymore. So they want to absorb the sisters, but to kill the black race, to kill the black man. The state of black men today, they're not where white people want them, because I kind of woke us up.
Say it, King.
But what they do realize is that the damage they did to us, it is real. There is trauma amongst brothers. A lot of brothers who were raised by women, when something goes wrong, they respond like women. Sisters, that's no bust, because that's how you're built, but it's not appropriate for us.
Facts.
All this yelling, jumping around, getting emotional, sitting on YouTube crying and shit. I don't know what to tell y'all. Bruh, we in bad shape. We're in bad shape. But it doesn't mean we have to stay there. All 2020, me and a bunch of other people tried to lift up. Get our heads up. I told you, get our racial esteem up. All for a whole year. Yeah, here we are, 6 months into 2021, and most of that work is going backwards.
Wow.
Why? Because they cut the head off.
Yeah.
And everybody who was an arm, a good arm, a good leg, you know what I'm saying, is trying to be the head now. I didn't make this. I couldn't make one of these if I tried. I didn't make my soul. I wouldn't know where to begin. So since I didn't make me, I'm not going to try to imitate what I didn't create. I don't know who I was before 2017. Because the person I am now, he didn't exist. That's why I get so angry when people try to talk to me about who I am now and compare it to who I used to be. That person died. He's gone. He'll talk to you. He'll respond to you. He'll argue with you. He'll get emotional with you. He'll do all the things that you just said earlier. But when y'all shake up your life, remove things out your way, test you, and you stand on your square, then he'll say to you, okay, servant, I got a mission for you. You ain't gonna like it, but I will. You're gonna be somebody different. But I don't know what to say. Don't worry about that. I'll give you the words to say. That's in the Bible. Who was he talking to? Moses. And what did Moses do? He got his people out. But then he got out in the middle of nowhere and was like, okay, God, what we doing now? Come up here, let me talk to you. So he left the people. Went up there, he up there with, like you say, up there with the boss. What happened down there? They didn't just act a fool. They started doubting what they were taught. Then they started doubting who taught them. Then they started doubting all of the stuff that he showed them. Then they said, we can do that too. And then they got it going on. Meanwhile, up on the mountain, and this is number 3. You with me? Oh yeah, I'm trying. Number 3 is. Meanwhile, back down there, then they started talking bad about him. Then they said, we're going to kill him when he comes back. And when he came back, and they saw what had happened to him, after he went through the fire, after he went through that ordeal, when he finally came back with everything he was supposed to deliver them, he saw how they was acting. He put that down. Because he said, I know y'all been through a lot. And I know you've been traumatized. And I know a lot of y'all are angry at me for bringing y'all out here. But you still don't even realize that I took you out of where you were and brought you here so we can determine where we go. And the only thing you did was got mad and want to go back to where we was. And if y'all can't figure that out, then you don't understand the answer to your question.
Say there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. If I don't talk to you, the treasure in this message, so I gotta drop a couple jewels. Did it for my people, need some guidance.